Botov.
28th of July, Levitt, Horeb.
Okay, wow. So here we were doing tzitzis, and yeah, we looked up the medrash. Did I put away the medrash? Oh, the medrash is right here still. We Mayor asked a question about why does it say Ra'isim Oso? And just pointing out, if you want to take a look, the Medrash says at the end of Parshas Shlach, it's in Parsha Yud Zayin. That Parsha Yud Zayin or Parsha Yud Ches? I think somewhere over there, towards the end. I have this old edition. It's anyway. I'll just read what it says over here. It says Re'isamoso, and you shall see it, literally, or him, because we don't have a separate word for it. So what does that mean? Prat. The first thing the Medrash says is prat l'ksus laila. O ena ela prat l'sumim. It's coming to exclude something. You'll see this and not something else. What is it that it's coming to exclude? Either it's coming to exclude pajamas from being chayav and tzitzis, if they have four corners, because they're ksus laila. You only wear them at night. Hopefully, you only wear pajamas at night. Right. Generally, that's the derech. Eno el prat lesumim, or maybe it's coming to exclude people who wouldn't be able to do re'isim oso, and you'll see them. Someone who cannot see. Rahman al-Islam, lo alein. And then after that, the pasuk says, in order that you will remember. Okay. So what's the significance of the seder of the pasuk? Says the Medrash, Nosan Ria v'Nosan Zechira. We see in this pasuk a smichut between the words Ria and Zechira, between seeing and remembering. Zechira lemisha eno roeh. So for someone who cannot see, there's Zechira. So he is included in the mitzvah. Ria lemisha roeh. And it also says roeh for somebody who can see. Re'isim oso below osa. Then it gets difficult. So that was one thing. Then the Medrash continues. Re'isim oso, another drasha. Oso below osa. To see oso, masculine, below osa, and not to see feminine. What that is talking about over there, I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a parish over here, but just reading the words. She'im asisa came, because if you will do that, oh, maybe that's what it's saying. Is that what it's saying? Re'isim oso, and you will see him, but you won't see her. I don't know. Don't look. Oh, just look at him, and don't look at her. I don't know what it's. I really don't know. Anyway, if you will do like that, it's as though you are looking at the Kisei HaKavod, the throne, Hashem's throne of glory. Shehu doime letcheles, because that is doime to, that is similar to techeles. The Kisei HaKavod is similar to techeles. Those are the words of the Medrash. And we'll just read the next part because this is something that we could understand. Re'isim. So now we're darshan it again. It says zechira and re'ia and zechira. Re'isim uzachartem. Hamara mevi lidei zikoron. The mara, the appearance of something. Maybe it's referring to the Kisei HaKavod. It brings to zikaron. It brings a person to remember. With zikaron and remembering, maybe lidei masa, and remembering that brings a person to action. Shenemar, because that's what it says in the pasuk. Leman tizkru vasisem es kol mitzvosai, that you will remember and that you will do all of my mitzvahs. Okay. Now, we as far as we have this one last little paragraph over here on section 286. And that will conclude our learning of tzitzis. Oh, Shalom Aleichem, Rafael Aryeh.
I'll unmute to say Alechem Shalom.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
Remote Beit Shemesh says howdy.
Oh, I was in Daled yesterday for Shabbos with my son and his family.
Like the Wild West. It's almost got a supermarket coming soon.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's amazing. I just think to myself, this was the place that the Jews used to live 2,000 years ago, and now for the first time in 2,000 years, they're living there again.
If you remember the 2-lane highway that used to come from Route 1 to 38, there was a bicycle that fell over. It was an hour traffic jam. It's now a 6-lane highway.
Wow.
And when I, if you ever want me to send you a little 360 degree, there's a joke here. the bird, the bird of Remote Beit Shemesh is the crane. Because if you turn 360, you will see cranes in all 360, building.
Oh, that's
25,000 units are going up as of now.
Wow.
And you would say, why Beit Shemesh? I think there's more money in building in Yerushalayim. There's a lot of hills that you could build apartment buildings. Tel Aviv, but it seems that whoever is running the show is thinking that maybe there's a lot of Anglos that need to come here all of a sudden, and we need a lot of housing for them. It boggles my mind why Beit Shemesh, out of every place that I would have spent money to buy and build, here. And and for the first 5 years, like Dalit right now, most apartments are 3,000, 5,000, 2,500 shekels for the first 5 years, till the owners, of course, could raise the rent and sell them or whatever. And most young couples start out here with a 1-bedroom, like maybe for 2,000 or 2,500, gorgeous, brand new. And in 5 years, when they're thrown out, they're saying, "Great, we need a 3-bedroom anyway by this time." So they spend, and they go to the next town. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
I can't learn Hebrew down here, but that's, like I said, my wife is happy.
Okay. Very good. Well, we're so happy that you joined us today.
My brother is Asher Smith, if you remember him. He lives now in Neve Yaakov. I think everybody used to learn with him.
Usher. Oh, really?
Are you still at the facility in Yerushalayim? Do you still have a building or no?
We ever since Corona came, we've been on the Zoom.
Because I was thinking there was a gentleman, sweet guy from Shiloh, if I'm not mistaken, that used to come to class every day.
Yes. Yes. You're thinking about
he wore like overalls.
Hanickman, right?
Yes. And I remember when I finally
made him in a while.
I made it to Shiloh. I finally davened mincha there, and my family, we were all very inspired by touching that ground and knowing the history behind it.
Yeah.
And if you ask me, or if they ask me when I get to Shemayim, I want to hear about one of the 5 best breakfasts you had while you were on earth. I know breakfast is a big thing for you mortals. I will tell them one of my best breakfasts was across from the yeshiva. There was a little makolet. I got a coffee, a Danish. I guess everybody went each morning before they came up to class for Rabbi Furman's shir. And it was with my brother, me, a coffee, and a Danish, and Mr. Shiloh sitting behind me.
The good old days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I looked at the links. I'm going to try to see if I can jump in on every one of your everybody's shares here. Let's see what's going on.
Okay, great.
Tamshich. Slicha. Toda.
Okay, so we're in the middle of Sefer Horeb from Rav Shamshon Rafal Hirsch. Zecher Tzadik Levacha.
Wait, this is not a Leah Shur? I'm sorry, am I in the wrong shir?
No.
10:30 to yeah, Pelioitz, no?
Oh, Pelioitz, yes. We learned that that was about 2 years ago. That's what it says on the website, that we're learning Pelioitz. Okay, we'll have to tell somebody to fix that.
Should I send it to Rabbi Fairman now?
No, I'm the editor of the newsletter. So
Louis Fridkis.
Yeah, I got
yes, I get your emails, but now I'm paying more attention than ever. So what is this shir on?
Hello, you're right. I'm my bad.
No, but what is this one on now that we're doing?
Horeb by Rabbi Hirsch. Horeb.
Hirsch. Horeb.
This, as I see the picture.
Yes, I do now. Horeb. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Welcome, Alan. Good morning.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Alan.
Morning.
Okay, so we are on section 286, page 186, the last little section on the topic of tzitzis, and we call upon Meir to read for us.
Okay. It says, who, after having pondered the significance of tzitzit, cannot apprehend the meaning of the pronouncement of our sages. He who observes the duty of tzitzit well will reach to behold the face of the omnipresent God. Concerning all other relevant details of the laws connected with tzitzit, study Orech Chaim, I guess. Chapter
yes.
24.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. So this is the end of Hilchos Tzitzis in the Shulchan Aruch. Rav Hirsch is quoting over here. Looking for this lashon that he has over here. Well, where is it? Oh, is the very last words of the Shulchan Aruch.
Oh,
B'mitzvah tzitzis. Be very careful in observing the mitzvah of tzitzis. Or actually, I should say, grammatically, the hezir means, I thought it meant hezir, but it means hazohir, the one who is zohir, the one who is careful to always fulfill the mitzvah of tzitzis. Zocha, he will merit the roeh, to see Pnei Shechina, the face of the Shechina. So that's interesting. And where is the source for this that the Shulchan Aruch is quoting over here? We take a look at the Ber Hagola, who cites all the sources for everything that the Shulchan Aruch says. And he says, yes, this is over there meaning in the Gemara in Menachos, Mem Gimel. Looks like Daf Mem Gimel. Doesn't tell us Amud Aleph, Amud Beis, but let's take a look over there. This is very exciting. Is there any Mishnah Berurah over here before we go to the Gemara? Let's see. Mishnah Berurah says, yes. Here's the words of the Mishnah Berurah on the Shulchan Aruch. Hazohir b'mitzvah tzitzis, mitzvah lasos talis noeh. It is a mitzvah to make a beautiful talis, b'tzitzis noeh, and to affix to them beautiful tzitzis. V'hu adin kol ha-mitzvahs, and this is true of all of the mitzvahs. Tzarich la'asoson behidur. You have to do them with hidur, with the best way, the best, most pleasing and nice and acceptable way. B'kol ma de'efsher, in any way that it's possible to make the mitzvah more behidur. Shenemar, and what's the source for that? Zeh keli ve'anvehu. When Klal Yisrael stood after the tremendous nace of Kriyas Yamsuf, and they sang Shira to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they said, Zeh Keli, this is my God, Anvehu, and I will Anvehu. What does Anvehu mean? The Gemara, the Chofetz Chaim quotes the Gemara, Hisnoah lefonov b'mitzvahs. The word Anvehu, the Gemara darshans it to mean Hisnoah, to make the mitzvah, to do the mitzvah in a beautiful way, lefonov, and then you'll be lefonov, you'll be before HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the mitzvahs. Okay. Oh, here's something. Aval aser likom psukim shel Torah batalis. It's not allowed to weave psukim of the Torah into the fabric of a talis. Umikom makom, nevertheless, im kvar nirkam, if it has already been done, the weaving was already done into this talis, now what do you do? Mutar levarech alav. It's permissible to make a bracha on such a talis. Ve'af al mapot. Ein morin heter lechatchila lirkom divrei Torah olav. And so too we say about mapot, about tablecloths. Not to do it. And I think the reason is because in things that are a tablecloth or talis, it gets worn out, and it could wear out the Shem Hashem or the words of the psukim. I think that's the reason why. He doesn't bring down the reason why over here. Let's see, what's the source of that? he brings from the Achronim. Okay, the later halachic authorities, the Mishnah Berurah is bringing, doesn't mention which ones exactly, but you'll find it over there. This prohibition.
On a parochet, it's okay.
What's that?
On a parochet, it's okay.
On the parochis.
Because it's done
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, because it just stays on it just stays over there. You're not really using it. You're not wearing it. You're not, eating on it.
Mm.
I think you're not doing anything to cause any wearing out of the letters on a parochis. I don't think it's comparable. On a talus or a tablecloth, you're doing things that are going to cause it to be worn out. So you're actively doing something to wear it out. Okay. All right. Okay, a round of applause for Tzitzis. Yay! And now we have mezuzah. Okay. Wow. Well, here we have a long thing over here. These are the psukim. The Rav Hirsch is bringing the psukim that are contained in the actual klaf of the mezuzah. Okay, so we go to Roy to continue the reading.
Okay. Mezuzah. Shema Israel. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be upon thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates. It's in Deuteronomy 6, verses 4 to 9.
Okay, this, by the way, is also the first paragraph of the three parshios that we read for Krishma. Shema Yisrael.
Okay, continuing. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give the rain of your land in its season, the former rain and the latter rain, and thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will give grass in thine field for the cattle, and thou shalt eat and be satisfied. Take heed to yourselves, lest your heart be deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them, and the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and he shut up the heaven so that there shall be no rain, and the ground shall not yield her fruit, and ye perish quickly from off the good land which the Lord giveth you. Therefore shall he lay upon thee these my words in your heart and in your soul, and ye shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And ye shall teach them to your children, talking of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house, and upon thine gates, and that your days shall be multiplied, and the days of your children upon the land which the Lord swore unto your fathers to give them, as the days of the heavens about the earth. Deuteronomy 11:13-21.
Very good. Okay, so those are the two parshios that are in every klaf of kosher mezuzah. Okay, so now let's take a look at what Rav Hirsch has to say himself. And we go to Lou to continue the reading.
The biblical passage Shema and Vayihi im Shmoah should be written upon the entrance of every house, thereby hallowing the house, and indeed every place specially set aside for human activities, as an abode where Hashem is ever present and where the service of Hashem is fulfilled, thus testifying that all one's life, all that one endures, is accomplished through Hashem. Your deeds as a striving to Hashem, and your burden, namely all that happens to you in life, as emanating from Hashem. That is the lesson of the obligation of mezuzah.
Wow. So we see from these, this is the main lessons that Rav Hirsch is taking out from these two parshios that we have on the klaf of a kosher mezuzah. Let's say them over again. It's a place where Hashem, it means that we who are putting up the mezuzah, we are recognizing that this place that we call our home, or where we are, maybe it's our office, where we are engaged in our human activity. This is a place where Hashem is present. He is there. He is there with us. Number one. And number two, where Avodas Hashem is performed. We recognize number two, that our human activity, the main focus of it should be the service of Hashem. And thereby, Rav Hirsch says that we are testifying when we put up this mezuzah, and we do like these things that it says. We are testifying that all of a person's life and all that happens to him, everything that he endures, all the situations, all the accomplishments that he's done, is really accomplished through Hashem. Okay? I think what he means over here is that as opposed to saying Kol Chiviyot Yodi, that my strength and my might and my intellect, this is what accomplished this, what I accomplished. No, we say that we were able to accomplish it be'ezus Hashem, with Hashem's assistance in doing. And all of our deeds are striving towards to get close to Hashem, striving to Hashem, to become close. Kiras Elokim Litov, says David HaMelech. And your burden and the difficulties that a person has, your burden, your everything that happens to you in your life, it is all emanating from Hashem. It's from Hashem. Wow. So all of these very, very weighty things are this is all contained in the lesson that the mezuzah is teaching us. And of course, it can't go without saying that if you'll take a look in both of these parshas, you will see that the mitzvah of mezuzah is explicitly stated. Right? You'll write them upon the doorposts of your house and upon your gates. That's what we said in the first parsha of Shema Yisrael, and the second parsha, which is actually the second parsha of Shema as well. It says over there as well, another time, you write them upon the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that your days be multiplied, and also the days of your children on the land which Hashem swore to you, to your fathers, to Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, to give them this land. Okay. Be'ez Hashem. 288. Rafal Ari, do you have a sefer? Okay. No problem. Alan, you want to continue?
Sure.
Oh, you mean it was my time to read?
Yeah.
Licha. The first day here, I'll have to go dig it up.
Here's what it looks like.
Licha. Oh. This
I
is,
think if you,
do you remember Asher?
yeah. And what's your other brother? Avi.
Avi, Avram.
Avram, yeah.
And this is me in the middle, and this is my coffee mug. So when I drink, I don't forget them. They're both in Neve Yaakov.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another
Okay.
Yira Kodesh.
Baruch Hashem. Okay.
By the way, Louis,
Yes.
what's your Hebrew name?
Aryeh Leib David.
Aryeh Lev David. Thank you.
Okay,
we go to Alan.
Number 288.
288.
Okay. Both these passages were selected for these purposes. Shema expresses what it is your duty to do, and so sanctifies whatever is done by you, and that is whatever emanates from you. V'hoya im Shemawa expresses your destiny in life, and so dedicates whatever you have to bear in life. That is whatever comes to you. In 289, Shema on the doorpost at the entrance of your house proclaims your duty, the unity of Shem, the devoted strivings toward the unique one with all that is yours, that you will fill your heart and soul with the spirit of the Torah, that you will implant these by instructions in the home, in all who will come after you, and that you fulfill these in thought and feeling, in word and deed. It teaches you the meaning of Hashem, of your domestic life, and dedicates your house as a temple of God, and that your whole way of life as a service of God. Or your Im Shemoah. This teaches you your duty and your destiny, the fortunes and misfortunes of your people, and with them your own are dependent upon nothing else in fulfillment or non-fulfillment of the lessons in the Shema. These are, in a time of good fortune, a warning not to destroy it by arrogance, dissoluteness, and ungodliness. In a time of misfortune, a warning to give effect, even amid the deepest misfortune, to lessons in the Shema without deviating from them in any way, and fulfill them. Whatever befalls you, be the circumstances happy or straightened. It teaches you to recognize Hashem as a dispenser of all that happens to you, and your fulfillment of your duties are the basis of your fortunes, and that in good fortune or misfortune, only the scene of action is changed. It's external manifestation. Your task remains the same.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
This
right.
last point, what he's saying over here. So this parsha of V'haya im Shemoah, second parsha of Shema, it teaches us to recognize Hashem as the dispenser of all that happens. Everything comes from Him. Everything that happens to you, not just to Klal Yisrael as a whole, but to each and every individual Jew. Hashem is the dispenser of all. That's what we said before. Everything comes from Hashem. Everything that happens. Why did it happen? Because that's the way that Hashem decreed that it should be. And the fulfillment of your duties, your mitzvahs, is the basis of your fortunes. And like it says in B'chukosai, if we listen to Hashem to do the mitzvahs, so then things are good. And if we don't listen to Hashem to do the mitzvahs, oy vavoy. And in good fortune, and here's the point that I wanted to focus on. In good fortune or the lack thereof, lo aleinu, only the scene of action is changed. Its external manifestation, your task remains the same. In times of fortune, in times that there is difficulty, in all times, what is our task? Our task is exactly the same. What's that? What's the task? To do the mitzvahs, to learn the Torah, and fulfill what it says in the Torah to our utmost, as much as we could possibly do. It's not a time when he says when things are good to kick back, and it's certainly not a time when things are not good to be forlorn and say, oh, it's not worth anything, it's not working. Maybe try to do some other type of thing that will help us. No, the source of everything which is good comes from our observance of the mitzvahs, and therefore in all times, in all situations, that is our real fortune, to hold fast and do the Torah. Your task remains the same. This is the lesson. I'll just stick this in right here about the last week's parsha. The Amoraim bring that there was a discussion between all the Amoraim, the later Talmudic sages. What is the main klal in Avodas Hashem that will help us and will achieve the best for us in terms of our observance of Avodas Hashem? So one Amor got up and said, what we have to remember is Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. And everybody said, yeah, right, absolutely. And then there was, I think, a couple other suggestions, and then someone, I don't remember who it was, they said a pasuk from last week's parsha. Who knows what this pasuk was that this Amor said? It's in the parsha of the Korbanos. He said, Es hakeves echad taseh baboker, ves hakeves hasheni taseh ben harbaim. The first keves, the first shepsel, you'll bring in the morning, every morning. And the second shepsel, you'll bring ben harbaim in the afternoon. In other words, the Korban Tamid, Parshas HaTamid, this is what he was saying. And after this Amor said this, they all got up and they said, yes, this is the main klal of the Torah. No discussion. they all agreed. So after everything is said and done, all the platitudes and all the great talk and everything, but to do in the morning and in the afternoon and the next day and the day after that and the week after that, Korban Tamid. That's the Avodas Hashem. Okay, that's the task. 290. And we go back to Meir.
Well,
if we
I
have
think
time, we don't have any more time. Okay, sorry. Okay,
ran out
Mary,
of time.
Mayor, here's your late note to Rabbi Fehrman.